Good morning. Better late than never, they say. So welcome this morning to our first day of Monday Lives. This is the first one of 3 today. Today we're going to do this morning free motion quilting demo, and we're going to do that on the piece that I've been working on, which has been all in one type of thread, which is called Mirage. It's a Wonderfil Mirage thread. It's a 30 weight variegated thread. So I've been working on that one. If you've got any questions, good morning Stella, any questions at all, please feel free to ask. I can see the questions as we're going. If you're wanting to place any orders, at the moment I have someone with me today. I've got Mary, so she might be able to help me out with writing some orders if I yell them out to her. As far as hearing background noise, that'll be hi Rado and Lynette. That will be Mary rummaging around finishing off the orders and getting them all ready for postage. Good morning Claire. So I have been doing lots and lots of drawing lately. Judy and Venora, how are you? And Terry. I'm having the ultimate hot flush of all hot flushes this morning, so I can't even put my glasses on, which is a bit of a poop. So I'll try. Good morning Louise, Terry. Oh no, fogging up straight away. So I'm going to, first of all, is actually start with the drawing process. So normally what I do is I mark out. So you can see that I've been marking out some lines here, and I'm separating these areas so that I'm, instead of being one massive area, like the whole piece, I'm creating smaller areas to work in. Hi Suzanne. So that it breaks it down for me, especially mentally. I work with the stop-start button, and I've had a few people who are now trying and doing it that way, and they have found it to be brilliant. So if you haven't yet tried doing the stop-start button, which is taking the foot out and using this little fella here, and you regulate your speed with that, this one, and you leave that on, and when you press start, it will go at that speed. Now, I'm going to first draw out some stuff, like I said. This is pretty much all flowers and swirls and leaves and things like that. So I want to keep with that a little bit. But in saying that, I also want to make it, you know, a little bit different each time I go around, not all the same. If you don't have one, Stella, might be time to upgrade, honey bun. I tell you, it is worth its weight in gold. So the first one I'm going to do, and I don't know, apparently these have names, but I don't have names for them. And it's almost like you come into a swirl and then you stop and you come back down here and then down here. Okay. That's the first one, and you can see I've got my drawn lines here, so I know that I'm going to be stitching those, and I want it to go behind that line. I'll just see if I can move it around a bit better for you. I'll just adjust that camera. There we go. I'll try and get my hands in behind. Then I'm going to have the next one come up here, behind, around there, in there, and it's going to come up there, and there. Good morning, Part. Now, in saying that, we're going to put some circles here and here just to fill up those areas, because we've got squares and stuff here, so I'm going to, you know, loosen it up with a bit of circles. Is that the Soline chalk pencil you're using? This is a Bowen one. It's the same sort of thing. I've got these in stock now in my store. A little bit dearer than the other, but just as brilliant. So I have a circle there, half circle I should say, and then a little one here. So you can see there's a line there that I've created. So I just generally give myself an idea. Probably when I do my own work without doing a demonstration, only because of the experience I've got, I wouldn't go drawing every single one. But to show you, especially if you're beginning, this is a really good way to set yourself up for a successful quilting job. Set it up and then stitch. So we go up and down. Then we go circle, bigger circle, smaller circle. Then we're going to put another one here and one there. All right. Then we can come out this way, and we're going to have this one come behind, and we go in the opposite direction. Sorry, move it down a bit so you can see what I'm doing. And it's going to go up there and all the way down behind there. Just round that off a bit. Then I can move one in here just behind the others. Okay, another circle, and then that. Then we're going to go another circle here. That's the only way I can do it. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with doing it this way. This is perfect. If you've got the ability to just sketch it down and get it right in your head before you start, perfect. That's what you want. You know, you can make them sort of come big and out and all over the place, okay? You can have them coming from behind one another. I'm running out of room with my hand. There, nice big one there. In and out, and just pretend it goes behind. So that gives you an idea of that little area that we're going to fill in. And saying that, I'm going to do a little bit more down here. One there, and I'm making him a big one. And he can go behind that line, like that. And he can come in there. He's got a bit of a longer nose, but that's okay. Still works the same. And then I'm going to... Good morning, Margaret. I've got your pincushion here in stock too, Margaret. I'll just hold on to it. Sorry, someone's sending me messages. Hold on to it until you place another order. There's no point sending a one item. So that's the drawing so far, and you can see just by doing all those lines, that's going to fill up quite a big area. So let's do that. So let's start, and I'm just trying to get myself organised so it works for me as well as for you. I'm just going to pin that over. Oh, I've got someone sending me photos and shite. He's annoying. All right. Let's get that there. And... sorry about my fat hand in the way, but I'm just going to pin that down. There we go. Just so it's out of my way. I've got a really long thread at the moment because when I first threaded it was quite long, so I'm just trimming that off. And I'm going to go needle down. I'm also going to put a little circle here just to fill up that little gap there. A little half circle and a little one. Now, temptation is to work in that area, then do this line, and then work in this area. But I'm actually going to do the line and then come back and just start, travel around. So you'll see how this works. First things first, I need to make sure my thread is above my foot. And I've changed all my settings. Go needle down, just in the right spot. There it is. There we go. Foot down because it doesn't need to be that high. And we're going to work along this line here. So I'm just going to move the camera so you can see a little bit more. Love the colours in that thread. It doesn't look so good on the reel. No, it's funny, isn't it? When you get the reel, you go, oh, that's not really great. But then you start doing it, and it's beautiful. So I've got to try and get my hand in here, but not get in your way at the same time. So bear with me. Camera could get moved. And I'm just going to Whoops, a daisy. Yep, camera's going to get moved. Just slow it down a fraction. What settings do you use? Margaret, I use... hang on, let me just... On my machine, it's very pretty on black fabric, Pat. I use a tension of 6, just to make sure that I don't have any issues, like any thread coming up. And obviously have free motion settings so the feed dogs are down and all that sort of thing. Alright, let's try again a little bit slower this time. And I haven't got my glasses on, so if I'm not exact, that's why. So I'm going to go right up to here, and then up a bit and back down, and I'm just using my foot, and you can see I've got the edge of my foot roughly on that edge of that previous stitch line, and I'm just following. That's all I'm doing. So if I was wobbly first time around, I'm going to be wobbly second time around. And then stop. All right. Good. You love, yeah, Lois, it's beautiful cotton. Okay, so I've got back to here. It looks a bit wonky, but we're going to fix that up eventually. And I need to get my glasses on because I can't see a thing. All right, let's go. Hang on to that side. I'm going to go down here. And I'm going to do that half circle. And then that little one here. Travel up here again. Fill in. I'm going to do that circle there. And there was a line there. I can see that. Come back down. Come back up. And then there's another circle. Up there. Down. Travel along. And back up to the other one. Travel along that thing. And put that line in there. Travel up. Then put that line in there. I think I've got another line here somewhere, so I'll pop that in as well. Down here, up, and then we're going to do another circle, nice and steady, and then a half circle. It looks like a half circle. I'm going to go back over it to make it thicker and go back up my line. So this is why it doesn't really matter too much if you're a bit wonky. I'm just going to travel all the way back down as best I can. I'm going to come back to the start because I like to work where I can see. I'm going to come all the way back into here. And hopefully I don't let the camera off its perch. So I'm right back into here. Good morning, Jody. Oh, thank you. What number of thread is that you're using, please? Lynette, this is number 20, good question, 29, 26. Hang on, I'll tell you. 26, this is number 26. So now I'm going to start in these. So this, what I did here, really without this bit being sewn in, doesn't look like much at all. But once I get going, it'll look lovely. Alrighty? So finger underneath just to hold on to it. That one there. Down here, travel across to my little circle, and another one, and then we're going to do this one here. And if you notice, most of the things I've drawn are touching at some point, yeah? So that gives me the ability to be able to go from one piece to the next without having to stop and cut off all the time. So follow it down, cross, up, kick in there, back around, here and do that circle there. Follow back down where I was. Like I say, it doesn't matter if you go off the lines. Blind man would love to see it. Okay, so I'm sort of getting to a point where I can't really see what I'm doing. So a bit wobbly there. Do this one. go back up there and do those little circles. So one here, and this gives me the opportunity, if I want to as well, to try and straighten that line up a little bit with a bit of extra thread. So down, and there we go. So go all the way back down, across, and then up to the next one. I'm going to do this one here. And as I'm getting closer to the edge of the fabric, great, not sure if that's the one I ordered. If it's not, can I have one? Yeah, sure. Lynette Cherry would like a number 26. I've just got to make sure that she hasn't already ordered it. I have to open my parcel from you as I watch. Nice, Debbie. Alright, and then we get up here, a little kick in there, and I've come off what I was doing, what I'd already planned and drawn, but that's okay. You know, like I say, the line man would love to see it. Now, there's a little circle in there. I'm going to do that while we're there, and come back down. And because I'm on the edge of the fabric, I have got my fingers sort of pinched there, but it's only very lightly just to give it a general direction, not really grabbing as such, just a small hold. Across here, do that one in, out. So when I get to this sort of, mine arrived, hubby wanted to know what it was, silly man. I have to, that's very naive of him, Suzanne. So we're coming up here. I can see like it's a little bit wobbly here and there, but you know what, I'm okay. It's okay. Just go back up here. The hand's nice and flat now. Come up. When you're doing those long sweeping lines, that's when you've got more of a chance to go a bit wobbly. And as you can see, everyone can do that quite easily. It's quite easy to go wobbly. I'm going to come up here. Oh, I think I missed a circle, so I'll have to go back. The fluff just got sewn into it. So get that little baby out. Travel back up here. And that's right off the page, that one. Alright, so I'm just going to come back up in here and do that little circle, which was sort of this couple in here. Excuse me. And another one there. And I'm thinking we can go another one down here. And we'll just travel back down this nice little line we've made. Fill it in a little bit, we'll go up again. Right. I'm going to come over here. Trouble on that one, because I actually want to do this straight line over here. So let's hold on to our fabric nice and firm. Come back up the same line and then back down the other line. All the way down and then all the way back up again, and really make that line thick. Alright, so I'm going to stop there. Do you have a sliding mat under it? No, Suzanne. Do you have an iced finger bun and cappuccino here, Pat? Oh dear. All right, so that's that. So you can see now that's just been stitched in. So what looked like a massive organised lines and things like that is now actually become really quite pretty. So that's that. All right, so then I think about the next area I've got. So my next area, I'm wanting to actually put in some of these doodahs. So again, they have a double line. Having grapes here, nice. Had a coffee and raisin bread, lovely. I just had yogurt. I'm pretty much on a liquid diet these days, and it's not always alcohol. Actually, it's very rarely alcohol. Coffee and yogurt. All right. So then we're going to make a really big one of these, and then we come out and around, and this will work very similar. This sort of works very similar, I should say, to a feather, but not quite, if that makes sense. So we're going to go, it's leaning over, and it's going to go right off the page. I do have a double line here, or a line of some sort. Yeah, I do. I have a double line going here. There. You'd think I'd lose weight by the bleeding like kilos, pounds at the amount of yogurt I have, and although it is very sweet yogurt, it's not always good for your yogurt. So that's one of those babies. So it's quite a big one. And then we'll have a couple of littlies in between. And we want them to go behind the bigger doodah. Don't know what it's called, and it doesn't matter. I just like them. So this one comes outside. So if you can imagine, we've got this coming outside of that line, and then it's going to come around here, and gosh, I can't draw a straight line. This is just doodling. You can do any kind of doodling and still make it work, the exact same one. All right, so then we're going to go and we're going to put some of these ones here. So we're going to come up, and it's literally up with a half, like a circle, and then back down, and then another up there. So, and then we'll put some circles in there. So I actually am going to do a product demo, and I'm thinking it might actually help you guys hugely. So stay tuned for that today. I'm really thinking it's actually going to work beautifully. All right, so it's a funny looking leaf, but we'll put that in. That one can come up here. And now make another funny looking leaf. And here. And you can see it's going in behind those things. All right, and then we're just going to pretend there's another one up here. And he's going to come off the page as well. There. And we're going to put a bit of a leaf in there. So for those who can't actually draw as such, or think they can't, this product seriously might help you, because you'll be able to use what I draw for what you want to do on your stuff. All right, so there. All right, so I'm just going to put this here, here, and here, just to fill up those areas. Some big circles. For some reason or other, everyone is calling my mobile while I'm live or sending me big messages. All right, there we go. So I've basically filled up that area again. So let's do it. Let's start. So this area here is going to look like lots and lots of little lines. Oh, good. I hope I don't miss it. Oh, look, I'll put up, Lois, I'll put up a thing saying I'm going to do a product demo. It'll be today, and it'll probably be before the next live. Now, the next live is at 1 o'clock, so you'll probably find at about 12:30. And that's funny, Kate, Pat. So about 12:30, I'll probably do the demo on the product. All right. So I just want to double check that the product will do what I say before I go demoing it. If it doesn't, I'll do it later on. I won't promote a product I don't think will work. So someone asked me about if I had a sliding mat underneath this. The answer is no. This machine's pretty good. The base of it's like the bed of the machine's pretty smooth, and I find that I don't really need to. And with these gloves, they sort of reduce the resistance anyway. So I'm just going to go down here. Hopefully you guys can see all right. Just follow up down. I'm going to do this down here, follow back down, so I missed those little ones, so I need to do them. So they're just going to be a circle, another E, and then we're going to do one of these funny looking little feathery things. And no idea what they call them, I just like them. First I didn't like them. I went, yeah, no, I think they're a bit boring, but now I actually like them. The more I do them, the more I like them. So I'm just going to do the edge of this odd-looking flower that is on this side of those lines. I've got a date with gastro people, so I hope I can. Oh, okay. Yes, I hope you can too. If not, you'll be able to come back and watch it, and also it will go on to YouTube as well. They all go onto YouTube. So if you haven't already signed up and subscribed to my YouTube channel, now's the time you go back down. You see that little wobble? I'm good with that. That'll get cut off. I'll make sure of it. Come back up and give it a bit of a squiggle. It's because it's right on the edge of that fabric. Come across all the way down, and then I'm going to travel across here and get over to here. Supposed to be cutting out granddaughters and great-granddaughters' dresses for Christmas. Nice! You can do that and listen to me in the background, yapping on as you do. You should be used to that by now. Alright, so I'm just going to go up here, over, back down, the stem. And I'll come back up the stem. And I'm going to go and make a really big sort of ovally circle. So if you can do a zero or an oval, you can do this one. This is not hard. Halfway up, and then do another one. Halfway up, and do another E. Back the other way. Now I am on the edge of my fabric, and it is getting difficult for me. Should be sewing a binding on. You can do that too. I won't stop you, I promise. I'm just changing my hands around, halfway up, or 3/4 the way that was. And do it around there. Up again. That was a bit of a big stitch, but you know. Again. And what I'm going to do here is just stop and rotate my fabric around so I've got a little bit of grip on this pinch on there. Talking to myself, housework for watching Quilting 1. Yeah. Okay. And that there, you can see it's a little bit bubbly. Like I say, it'll most likely get cut off. I just like to sew it because then I know that if I don't cut it off, it's in there. In there. Alright. And I'm just going to hope for the best. Get my little finger in there. I know you're all freaking out that my finger's going to get cut off. Alright, so let's stop that there. Alright, so that's that one. Now, theoretically, when I'm sewing, I had a big day at beach yesterday fishing, not a bite in sight, so just relaxing, watching you work for a while. Nice. Alright, so I'm just going to do this one here. It'll down. Normally I wouldn't stop. I would actually just keep going. So that one there, back down, fill that in, follow around here, and I want to match up my lines. Down and around, follow, try and match up your lines the best you can. And again, no right and wrong with these. You can make them heart-shaped. You can do anything you want with them. You can make them go straight up in the air, or you can make them swirl over and hang over like a, like a daffodil hangs over. You can do all sorts of things. Alright, so I'm getting a bit of a grip on it. Okay, as you come around the corner, you just shape your half circle in a different direction. You see how you shape it. And each time you come in, you go a little bit smaller so that when you get to the end, and like if I want to shape that to hang right down over here, like that, I just come down a little bit less, and then I just colour in the end one. I'll just cut that off. What sort of machine are you working with? Thank you. Sandra Walker. I'm working with a Janome Memory Craft 14,000. It's a sewing machine and embroidery machine. By the way, ladies, the pattern that I got digitized is in. I yet to have a sample go at it, so you can't have a go at it yet. But as soon as I stitch it out and it works well, I will be putting it up for sale on the website at $8.50. It should be okay to be in most formats, and I will, once I get around to doing that, because it is a bit of work, I will be able to let you know. So that's pretty cool, hey? So you'll actually be able to digitally stitch out one of my drawings, which I think is cool. Alright, so I'm just going to come up here and here, down. Now I've got another one coming in here. I'm just going to put that in there. And the other side of it, do that, give it a little whip, and come back down. Do my half circle, which is a C, by the way. And you remember that wormhole thing? This is very similar to that wormhole one I do, except you're just making them bigger, and just getting smaller, like bigger gaps between one and the other, but smaller in the end. Like, so going from large to small. There's my leaf, the edge of it, sticking its head out there. So because I drew these on earlier, I can just stitch where they're going to be. I don't have to stop and start if I don't want to. So most new machines these days, especially like a Janome or Brother, or I'm not sure if the FAFs do have them. I think they do, but I don't think the actual speed regulation of it works as well as this one does. But I know that definitely the Janomes do have them. That I can vouch for. Just putting some seriously very disabled looking circles, because I'm running out of room to hold the fabric. So we'll just go a couple of circles in there, large and small, right up to that edge, and pretend I know what I'm doing. Go down here to stitch that down. There we go. Stitch that down, that'll hold it in place for me. Now someone's trying to call me. They can go away. Alright, so I do have a little bit in here to do, which we'll come back to. Now I've stitched that edge down, it might not flop around on me so much, and I'll fill that in, and then we've filled in that whole big area, which is brilliant, because that's the aim of the game. So come back down here. Sorry, my fingers are going to get in the way. And you'll hear it's making a funny noise. That's because it's right on the edge and the fabric is getting thinner. And when you're free motion, you need to have those layers. If you don't have those layers, your tension will be out of whack. So I'll probably find that on the back it's all icky, but with this piece it's not that much of a big deal because it's designed to be just a demo piece, nothing that needs to be showcased. Although I think that, what's the name of showcasing? What are they called? What are they called? Wonderfil. It's another leaf. It's not the leaf I just first originally decided on, but it's going to be the one I'm using. Alright. And that fills up that area. Have a circle in there and come off the page. Oh, that's okay, Michelle. You came in just at the end of it. So I'm just going to move this over. Bear with me. Oh. We've just finished. Oh, I've got a clip in it. Sorry. I just realised I've got a clip in that. Just finished this area here. So we've just got that done. That's nicely stitched out now. So you can see the whole piece is really coming together. Yeah? How cool is it? So we're not far to go. There's not much to do. There's a bit up here and this bit here and a little bit here. So, you know, it'll happen sooner than later. All right, ladies, I will talk to you soon. Hopefully see you at 12:30 with a bit of a demo on a new product that I'm going to hopefully be able to explain how it works. See you then. Bye.